Shalom, shalom, Yahshua Allah. Want to start off first things first, giving all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim Rakadash, which in the pleasure who returns, great name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Double honors to the apostles, the elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to you sister brothers that's laboring in this truth, and shalom to you brothers and sisters that's listening and studying to show yourselves approved. Shalom. About to pull a kind of an edification type of lesson, Yahshua Allah. Something real, energetic happened. Very great in my eyes that happened at camp, yesterday. And if you watched the Highway Hedges yesterday at the camp, we had a Jake, about middle-aged Jake, who came to the camp, and he was just really excited to see brothers out there, putting out the truth, putting out the gospel, because he just found out he's a Hebrew Israelite. So when he seen us, he got really excited about that. He drove down the street, seen us, came back, stopped his car, got out, and he fellowshiped with us the whole, end of the camp. And I got it right there. You can watch the Highway and Hedges came out. We answered questions. Told him about the mark of the beast, because he found that he's a Hebrew Israelite through the IUIC. And we had to let him know IUIC is a bought out camp, bought by the enemy, Esau, Edom, so-called white man. He was like, oh, I can't believe, But then we told him, hey, follow the teachers of the apostles, elders of Great Millstone. And we gave the brother the truth. And it was just a beautiful thing to see how excited he was to find out who he is. He's a Hebrew Israelite. And it kind of reminded me when I first found out. So we got all kinds of people walk back and forth, all kinds of Israelites. We on Black Wall Street, and most Jakes walk by and don't pay us no attention. They don't care, they don't inquire of the Lord. So when you see a Jake acquire of the Lord and, have that excitement about who he is and want to learn and want to find out, he seems sincere. We'll see if he plugs in or not, but nonetheless, we did our part. We was out there, we out there week in, week out. We put the word out, and just like that, Yahushua is going to get his sheep. He's going to get his followers. They're going to come in, so that's why it's so important to do the work. So I want to start off this right here. And it did show, the camp, the importance of why we do the work, man. He had everybody in high spirits seeing that. So I'm going to start out with this right here. And this is the real truth that's going out. It's on the, I'm going to read the precept. It's Luke 14:23. And the Lord has said unto the servant, go out into the highways and hedges and compel them to come in that my house may be filled. So when you're doing this thing the correct way, you're not going to have no building, no church. You're going to be on the highways and hedges. And when you go in the ancient times, a highway was people, walk back and forth when they walk. And then the hedge is where two corners meet. The street meet is like a hedge. So that's where we out there on the highway and hedges. He tells us go to the highway and hedges, not get no building, make a temple. No. He said, my servant, go into the highway and hedges and compel them to come in that my house may be filled. And what are we using to captivate Yahshua? We're using the word, these scriptures. That Jake was riding by in his car. He heard the word. He threw up the fist pump at first. And we thought he was going to drive on by. Man, he come back down the block, parked his car, came out, and, he fellowshipped with us. And that dynamic wouldn't have happened if we wasn't on the highway and hedges. So that's why I see why this thing is built like that, why Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shah set it up like that. This is the way so as people can see where the truth is at and they can get back into, their heritage, through the prophets, because I'm going to go get this one since I said that. Let's go get the first Luke chapter. And we don't do this thing like those false camps. We ain't out there harassing nobody. We ain't, hey, brother, you Hebrew Israelite. All we do, we go out there with a message. And we put it out there, and we let the Lord count the gang. If an Israelite wants to know who they are or want to deal with us, we open a deal with them, and they can get the truth. So this is Luke 1:70. As he spake by the mouth, matter of fact, I'm going to start at 69, Salakia. Let's go to Luke 1:69. And it says, and he have raised up a horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David. That's why we call ourselves the house of David, because it's built after King David. And they go verse 70. As he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began. So we all want that salvation. We want to be the first fruits. When Yahushua get back, so we put ourselves in the lot of a prophet. Because he said, if you love me, feed my sheep. That's what he told to, the nation of Israel for us men. If you love the Lord, if it's in your capacity, Go out on the highway and hedges and teach, Yasharala. And that puts you in the form of a prophet, because what we do is we prophesy by using this word, because Yahweh Shah was a prophet. So we come in that same lot. And then Jake, when they hear it, if the spirit is in them, they gonna come back. They gonna hear it. If any Jake wants to, they got the spirit of the Lord in them, should I say, of Yahweh Bashmi Yahweh Shah. When they hear this word in its purest form, oh, they're gonna stop and listen, man. They're gonna be like, cause like he said the same thing I felt. Like all of us are noticing this truth. We felt we were somebody different than what we've been taught. We felt we wasn't black. We felt we wasn't African Americans. And then when you study those words, you like, man, hold up, that can't be my race. Then you start looking at what was we doing before we went into slavery. You start acquiring of it. And since I say that, it leads me to this precept right here. Let's go to Isaiah 1 and 3. Because this doesn't apply to us, and it didn't apply to that Jake that was out there that fellowship with us. This is Isaiah 1 and 3. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel doth not know, my people doth not consider. See, that Jake that came in fellowship with us, he considered who he was. That's why he came out in fellowship with us. We're all in this truth because we considered who we are. Your average Jake on the block, your Keisha, Pookie, and Ray Rays, they don't consider that. They don't care. They just want some money. They just want entertainment. They're not worried about it. Okay, I'm black. Okay, that's it. They're not trying to look and study and look into things and consider who they are. That's why the Lord wrote that precept. He said, Israel doth not consider. They don't know. But that doesn't apply to us in this truth. Everybody in this truth, all considered it. We all wanted to figure out who are we. And that's what that Jake was talking about when you watched the Highway and Hedges. He had a whole back and forth. He was talking, he's opening up, and he was considering who he was. He felt that he wasn't black. He felt that he was African American. So he was considering that. Which makes me go into this. Let's go to Baruch 2 and 30. And he came on the highway and hedges too, because this is what happened to all of us in this truth. And it's Baruch 2 and 30. For I knew that they would not hear me because of the stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivity, they shall remember themselves. Peep that. We're all in the land of our captivity. We're all in slavery. That's all in Esau's history. Native Americans, Hispanics, so-called blacks, we was all in slavery. But in the land of our captivity, what are we doing? We're remembering ourselves. This word is hitting us, man. Because it put on our spirit, the Lord put on my spirit to start reading the Bible. And that's what woke me up. Like, hold up. I remember I was reading Deuteronomy 28, and I was like, hold up, this sounds like what my people went through. This sounds like slavery. Hold up. We dealing with them curses. That's why Apostle Elders always tell people start at Deuteronomy 28, because it makes it personal when you read it. And then once you read that, you're going to want to read some more. It's going to be addictive. Especially you find out like, hold up. I'm the people of Yahweh Bashmi Yahweh Shah. This book is about me and my people. And after that, you're not going to be able to put it down, man. You're going to eat it up all the time because it's talking to you. Because Plains Christianity, that never hit me like that. Plains Christianity, it wasn't speaking to me. I used to always go to sleep in the church because it wasn't doing nothing for me at all. It just sounded like a lie. I knew that even when I was younger. I couldn't stand none of them pastor pork chops. I never got along with no pastor pork chop. I always banged with them. And now I got older, now I see why that is, because they wasn't giving me the truth. Had that pastor told me that I'm a Hebrew Israelite and told me the Bible's about me, he would have had my ears. But they spit it to you as if you're a Gentile. And they spit it like the so-called white man is, they say Jesus. They praise the white man, Plains Christianity. That's what it does. That's why I never got attached to that and I never liked it, And I always had a bad time. My grandma used to break switches on me in the church. Because, hey, I go to sleep, man. I act a fool. And this is another thing to show you that this is why them churches never did nothing for me. And then when I got old enough, matter of fact, when my mother quit going, I quit going. That was like middle school. I think when I finished got in high school, I didn't go to the church no more. And never looked back either. So this is Acts 7 and 48. And it says, how about the Most High dwelleth not in temples made with hands, as said the prophet. So the Lord's Spirit is not in these churches, man. These churches are made by hands, and the Lord is not with that, man. He's with the men on the highway and hedges, particularly the men of great millstone that's on the highway and hedges. We go out there, we put the word out. We out in the elements. We out there declaring the word on the street. This is supposed to be a street ministry. That's what Yahweh Shah did. That's what the disciples did. You know, they was on the highway and hedges with the people, putting the word out. We're doing that now. Esau made it about a business, so he made it where you go get a building, an establishment, you get a 501c3, and he made it about money. That's why you don't get no truth in these church houses. And it's good that our people are coming out of there and they're finding us on the block and they're coming back into the fold. You know, it's a very beautiful thing, man. It had me very excited to see a Jake, be excited to learn who he was. I mean, it rejuvenated the whole camp. Because, like I say, majority of Jake don't want to hear the truth. Especially Southern Tribe Eve. She don't want to hear it. They just looking to get some money. So as I said, that the Most High don't dwell in temples made by hands. What type of temple we talking about? Let's go get it. This is 1 Peter 2 and 5. And it says, yea, also our lively stones are built up a spiritual house and holy priesthood to offer up spiritual sacrifice acceptable to Yahweh by Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. You hear that? This is a spiritual house. It's about these teachings. You know, we out there on the highway and hedges, that's a spiritual temple. It's not a building. That's why Esau can't just blow it up, you know, because it's about us. He said we are lively stones. The Most High is building the church upon men. That's one thing why a carnal Jake can't get it. This is a spiritual temple. You know, even he was asking, like, y'all got a building or something? We like, nah, we don't do that. We don't do what IUIC do. See, IUIC, they done went back in the church houses and temples. They ain't on the highway and hedges like that. They go out there like every blue moon when it's nice. We out there week in and week out. You know, this is a spiritual temple built up. It's about the teachings. It's about the knowledge. And that's why Esau hates this thing coming in, because it's not carnal. So he can't like send some drones and blow it up. He can't just, you know, he can't disrupt this new movement or this awakening on a carnal level. That's why we at the point where he can't touch it. So only way he can do something about it now, he just going to have to ban the Bible and physically come for the prophets, which is going to set up a whole dynamic to where he going to get messed up, you know? And we are patiently waiting on that. Because now it's a spiritual house. He can't just come in and tear off the windows and the doors. Nah, man, it's built on the men. The men in the mystery. The men in this ministry are the new spiritual temple. I know a lot of Jays think it's the temple over there in Israel. They're trying to build that temple, think that's the third temple. No. The third temple is this gospel that's going out. All these books you see all over Babylon the Great America, all over the world, that's the new spiritual temple being built up. And Esau can't do nothing about it. That's why he's so mad. Only way I can see him doing something about it is banning the Bible, which that's prophecy. That's, you know, what's that, Amos 8 and 11. So it's going to happen because he has to try to stop this movement, or Salakia, stop this awakening some type of way, which by the time he do that, it's too late. Yahweh Shah done got all the, hopefully that could be sealed with this knowledge at that time. You know, that's why we say seek the Lord while he may be found, and get this truth while you can. Get all while you can, because it's not going to be open and available forever. It's going to be a cutoff date. Once Yahweh Shah gets all his hopeful elect that he wants, once he get all of us sealed up, that's it. You know, and this thing it's beautiful to see this. You know, and let me see. I done ran through everything I had, because this ain't gonna be I didn't mean for this to be a long lesson. I just wanted to show, like, this is why we hit the highway and hedges. I got one more. I'll leave off with that right there, because this is what we do. I want to say John, but I'm not all the way sure. Yeah, it's in John. He's talking to Peter. I'm gonna pull that. We'll end off with that, because this is what we do. This is John 21 and 16. He says, and he saith to him again the second time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? He said unto him, yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He said unto him, feed my sheep. Peep that. He said, feed my sheep. So that's what we were doing. We was out there feeding the sheep through the YouTube, you know, the internet, which is made by Yahweh Shah. And we were feeding the sheep for all you brothers and sisters that want to get, you know, this spiritual food. And as we doing it on the highway and hedges, Jake ran up and he got some of this, you know, good home cooking. and got fed, and we gave him the pages. And hey, he getting away from IUIC because the Lord put on my spirit to ask him, like, do you know what the mark of the beast is? And he said, I don't know. So that shows you IUIC did a very bad job. And once we told him, he was like, oh, that sounds about right. No, I ain't getting that. They ain't putting that in me. And I liked his spirit about it too. He was like real adamant that I'm not doing that. That's total violation. So now I think he like, oh yeah, okay. Y'all listen to the Apostle Elder's Great Millstone, give me they pages. You know, that's how Lord, that's how he gets his sheep right there. And that dynamic wouldn't have happened had we not been out there. So that's why the Lord sends us out there week in and week out in order to get his believers. You know, he got us posted all over Babylon the Great, every major city we in. You know, so the teachers of the Apostle Elders is right here on Black Wall Street, Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's going in and week out. And if Jake wanna, hear the word, it's available. You know, we're gonna do this until we get the decree that, is the work is done, and then we just gonna apply it. So with that, I'll just say, with that, while it's open, all this spiritual food is going out. Hey, eat and get fat. I eat a whole lot of lessons every day, Yasharala. Every day, I can't get enough. I'm addicted to prophecy. My favorite dishes are spiritual lessons, spiritual power lessons. Those are my favorites. And I just eat up everything, man. I watch all these beautiful brothers do the lessons and hear all these breakdowns, and it keeps me strong in this truth and the faith, keeps me built up. Because this will keep, man, we living in some very, very wicked times. We living in a very wicked kingdom, and it can make you go crazy. This word it gives you comfort, and it gives you stability, so you can make it through your day to day. Because these devils, they try to knock you off your square all the time. They always try to do that. But once you keep listening to lessons and stay in the spirit, man, these devils can't touch you, man. It is aggravating them. I see they about to go crazy before we do. They're going to be your first bug outs. It's going to be these Edomites in their own kingdom. So I say, hey, stay locked in. Keep eating this food. Lord willing, this is edifying. I want to say Kwam, Yashar Allah. And stay locked in, baby, because your Yahweh Shah is quickly on the way. Shalom.